Hey y'all, this is AL Thick Madame and Cinnamon Sugar, and I am on my way to hopefully get my car washed today because y'all saw what happened yesterday. I had to bust a 3-point turn. I'm like, wait a minute now. They had me questioning if I finally lost my mind because there are times that I really don't know what day of the week that it is because of the schedule change and all of that. But yeah, they had lost their mind. Thing was just blocked off for no reason, and I'm like, baby, what is the reason? What is really going on here? Anyway, just gonna give y'all a heads up. I'm gonna be untwisting my hair as I talk, so please be mindful. Also, I guess I should say possible trigger warning. Yeah. So the majority of what I'm gonna say has nothing to do with work per se, outside of the fact that it happened at work. I actually had a decent day work-wise. I was working with my partner, and we were upstairs again. Tomorrow and the following day, unless they change the schedule, I'm supposed to be in the new department with the side heifer tomorrow, and then hopefully, if everybody come like they're supposed to come, I won't have to deal with her no more after that. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. So hopefully I still won't have to have any dealings with her when I'm back there. Okay, so on to what happened while I was at work today. Okay, y'all, so I'm at work. First of all, let me start by saying that yesterday and today I clocked in late. I clocked in what they consider to be late now, meaning later than the time that they want us to clock in for the meeting and all that stuff. So I clocked in at the exact time that the meeting is supposed to start on yesterday, and 1 minute after the meeting was supposed to start today. So if they pay attention to that, I'm going to have a total of 1 occurrence. So I pretty much don't even care because I got like 3 or 4 left to get for the year. They start falling off after a year, after each one of them happens or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So if I got one January 1st last year, one of them is gonna fall off January 1st, 2023, and so on and so forth. Okay, y'all. So so I didn't make it to the meeting today. I got to the meeting yesterday, which was stupid because I'm like, wait a minute, what is really going on here? And they had already finished. I got there so late today that none of the departments were there meeting, and I'm like, well, at this point I don't even care. And I don't know why I had that attitude, so to speak. And it wasn't really an attitude. I was just like, I just don't even care. Like, in all honesty, I don't even feel like we should even have the meetings anymore. It was going well, in my opinion, when we were barely having them, when COVID was running rampant, and they were being serious about the possibility of, COVID being a thing. So, yeah. So, for whatever reason, I got upstairs, started my day, and I just sat down. I don't know what it was. My body just felt heavy, and I just sat down. I was like, okay, let me sit down. So I sat down. I decided to sit, and I don't know why my eyes started like tearing up, and I was like, okay. Next thing I know, I'm just crying, and I'm wiping the tears away, and I'm like, what in the world is going on with me? Still confused. So I'm just, making sure my area is fine. Everything, my side was running fine. His side was setting it off. I don't know why. But, my side was fine. So I'm just like, okay, I don't understand what's going on. Why is this happening? So I sit there, and y'all already know I'm depressed. I'm already sad. I'm already not feeling like myself. I'm usually a really happy person. Really, really happy. And I'm usually the one who is cheering everybody else up. All that good stuff, right? So, I'm crying. And I'm just like, oh my gosh. And the saving grace, yet again, is that nobody works up on me. So I ain't got to deal with, the possibility of somebody being like, hey, what's going on with you? And, if you find out or if you see, it's because I just didn't wipe the tears in time, pretty much. Like, but other than that, like, I think my partner saw me wiping tears away, because I ended up, like, I started crying so much that I ended up actually having to go get some paper towels. I was like, what in the world, Jesus? So I got my paper towels. They opened today, y'all. I got my paper towels and I sat back down because I was like, apparently I'm gonna cry. When is this gonna end? So now I'm not shy about being emotional and all of that, because I'm a very overly affectionate person, or I can be at times. And you know what I'm saying, my emotions can get the best of me. But I don't know what in the world triggered all of this today. I was not expecting it. It threw me all the way off. So I'm just looking like, well, I don't know. I don't know what this is about, but okay. I'm about to freeze. I was trying not to really turn my heat on, but I'm going to turn it on right now. I'm going to get hot in a second. Watch. So anyway, I'm taking my hair down too, y'all. Again, excuse me. So I'm crying. I'm like, oh my gosh. Like, I'm crying so much to the point where I'm like, oh my God, I can't even stop the tears. I'm like, Lord. So then it's like, eventually, like, my mind starts going to my mama, and I'm like, Lord. I still haven't told y'all what's going on with her, but for some reason, it really hit me like a ton of bricks today. And I don't feel as though, I don't remember. I don't really believe that I've cried about this situation to this magnitude since I found out all the stuff that was going on with her. All this stuff happened when she first told me about it. Sir, y'all, I'm sorry. I don't even know what I'm doing. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what all that was about, but I was just crying down. I could not stop crying. I'm like, oh my gosh, somebody please. Like, it was a lot. It was really a lot. And so I thought about it. I said, you know what? I know that the divorced man might be working over today. I don't know if he was able to get overtime to work over on my shift for 4 hours. So I texted him. And I told him, I said, if you have a moment or two, if you are working over, can you please come to my department? So, and I ended up, I said, please come over here. And then I texted him back and I said, please, to like kind of let him know that I really need him to come over here. Like, when you get a minute, I need you to just come over here, free yourself up for like 2 minutes, please. I need you. So he never showed up. So I'm like, okay, I guess he didn't work over. This is the one day that I really want to see him. I want to talk to him. He might be able to, usually he's able to give me like a lot of words of encouragement. So I was like, dang, he ain't here. Golly, what is going on? So, after waiting, and worst case scenario for me, I still tried to be optimistic about it. And I was like, you know what, maybe he doesn't, he's not looking at his phone, because we're not even supposed to be on our phone. I was like, maybe he didn't look at his phone, because he does, if he did work a 12-hour shift, he gets 2 more breaks, in addition to the others he'd already had throughout the day. So I'm like, okay, maybe around like 30 minutes from now, he'll pop up. He'll see my message and pop up. He didn't come. So then I was like, oh, well, maybe he'll pop up halfway through the shift when it's time for him to go. He didn't pop up. So I said, okay, he's not here. So it is what it is. Anyway, so, I didn't disclose why I wanted him to come over or anything like that. It was just, it would have been better for me to just see him. In all honesty, I wanted a hug. I needed a hug. Like, I don't know why. I was going all the way through, y'all. I was going all the way through it. And I could not stop crying. You know what I'm saying? Like, he really be having so many words of encouragement. He's always been the same towards me. He's very, very soft with me. If y'all knew where he grew up / is from, and y'all, certain people from certain areas are known to have a certain demeanor about themselves. But when it comes to me, he treats me like so, like he really handles me with care. He don't try me. He don't come at me sideways. He don't do none of this stuff, right? So I'm just like, okay. This person on the side of me is trying me. That's why I had to pause while I was talking. But anyway, so I'm just like, come on now. I'm like, golly, I really wanted him to be here to talk to me. Like, I really needed a hug. And at this point, I don't care who saw, because I already know they're going to talk. They already talk. People are already talking and ain't even seen us together. So I'm like, you know, essentially somebody going to say something anyway. It don't matter. You know what I'm saying? And my thing is, like I've said before in previous videos, if he and I do eventually start doing anything that's spicy, so to speak, we start doing some things, that's our business. So, you know what I'm saying? We grown, we both are single. Unlike a lot of the people who love trying to spread foolishness and ain't got no life. I'm just like, why are you worried about me? Why are you worried about who is touching who? Why are you worried about whether or not somebody is dealing with me? I don't understand your fascination right now. I'm not understanding it. So yeah, oh, let me go this way, because I think where I gotta go is down this way anyway. They doing some remodeling. I was wondering what this was the last time I was over here. Anyway, y'all. So yeah, I don't know. I broke down. I don't know what that was about. I really don't know. And I had to kind of like gather myself, and I'm like, golly, I gotta gather myself. I'm at work. Why is this popping off? And I'm at work. Why, Lord? Like, I really am questioning, like, why is this even happening when I'm at work? And I'm like, golly, like, I didn't sign up for this today. Why is this happening? So, you know, I'm confused, trying to understand why I'm breaking down. And, you know, I am sleep deprived. I have gotten a little bit of sleep, but I'm still not getting all that I could get, all that I would love to get. So it's like, the meditation has been working, praying has been working. So yeah, it has been working out. So I have been getting a little bit of sleep. I'm just hopeful that when it comes time for me to go to the function, I will end up being able to have me some good old, a good enough amount of rest. Y'all excuse me. I don't know what I'm looking like. But I just wanted to undo this. Y'all, my eyes were so puffy earlier, and I'm looking tired right now, even though I did get some sleep, but I was crying for like almost 3 hours straight. So I kind of can't help how I'm looking right now. Y'all, look at Cinnamon Sugar doing the most. But anyway, y'all, oh Lord, it's just, okay, y'all. And then, like, when I went on my first break, I told y'all before that there's like this person that I talk to from time to time, and he used to be in the gang life, drug life, all that stuff or whatever, turned his life around and all of that, right? He was just one of those people where he did what he did, and most of the time he never got caught, or if he did get caught and, like, I guess jailed, it was nothing serious enough to where he wouldn't be able to work at his job. Okay, so yeah, most people can't, you know, a lot of people live. No, y'all, I was rushing trying to get to work last night / this morning, and I didn't realize that part of my stuff had came out of my container. Y'all excuse me, I'm gonna try to clean this while I'm talking to y'all at the same time. Oh my gosh. And I wouldn't have never paid attention to that if that hadn't happened to my glasses. But anyway, it's all right. My glasses aren't damaged or anything. I just was not expecting that to be right there. Okay, y'all. So anyway, with the guy who I'm talking about, he tried to speak to me earlier, and it's this other guy who does the same job that he does. And so, you know, when they are together, the other guy who, you know, used to be in the life, you know, it's like he's very, very machismo and all of that, right? So he always got to dominate the situation. And so the other guy, he don't Like he'll say certain things, but he won't, be as outgoing and set it off over me like he normally would if it's just us by ourselves. So, I spoke, I waved. At that moment, I'm the type of person that, depending on what's going on, I don't want to speak, or I cannot speak out of fear of, it going to another level, so to speak. So with me, I was at that point where if I would have tried to even say hey, bye, or anything, and that's another thing, I already told y'all, I cannot hide how I feel. I can't do it. So it was a point where he was like, hey, how you doing? Like, he really was like in good spirits, like considering his wife was going through, and like he been going through like all this year. His daddy died. I'm trying to remember his mama died, but I know for a fact his daddy died. And it was a lot of stuff going on. And his wife, was going through. Like, he sped out of the building one day, and I didn't know what it was. I thought he had to go to the bathroom real bad. I ain't never seen him walk that fast. But he had gotten a call about his wife, and so somebody just asked, how is his wife doing? And he said that she's doing a lot better. So, when it comes to stuff like that, I let him lead the conversation and bring it there. But otherwise, y'all excuse the construction work they got going on at the stove. Because I'm like, Lord, what is that? But yeah, I had no idea, and I just allow him to lead the conversation in that direction whenever he talks to me about the different deaths and the sicknesses and things that have been happening that have prevented him from being at work, right? So I couldn't say nothing to him. Like the other guy, once I just shook my head, and he was like, what's wrong with you? And I just shook my head. I just hung my head, shook my head, and kept walking. And so the other guy was like, uh-oh. And so, you know how most men more than likely think that it has something to do with my menstrual cycle being on, which that's not the case. I hope that mug do come on like between now and tomorrow, so it could be off by the time the festival get here, because I ain't got time to be running back and forth to change stuff out. So anyway, but that's not what it is. So I said to myself, you know what? Later on, I said, if I see him again before the end of today, I'm going to go and apologize to him, because I wasn't trying to be rude. If he doesn't know me like that, and he's never seen me in that state before, where I won't even speak to you. Like, I literally did not part my lips to him. I did not part my lips at all in his direction. And I wasn't trying to give that, but when I'm feeling the way that I felt, if I speak, I'm going to start crying. And I don't want to have to try to explain anything. And most of the time, I cannot even speak, and all I can do is cry, and they going to be trying to figure out what did they do to break me. I don't want none of that to pop off. So it's like, no. So anyway, I said, well, if I see him later on, I'm going to go up to him and I apologize. So I saw him when I was coming back from my last break, coincidentally, because they were cleaning some of the bathrooms that were up front. I went and talked to somebody up front, and then I was like, oh, well, they actually built bathrooms back there where the new department is. So I was like, oh, well, the new department is right there. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to go over there, and hopefully I don't see the side heifer in passing, but I'm going to go to the bathroom, because I like to go to the bathroom on my first and my last breaks, especially if my menstrual cycle isn't on. Otherwise, I'm going all breaks, because I don't have time for the possibility of leakage / spillage or anything like that. Like, I gotta make sure I'm right. So anyway, after I came back from doing that, he just so happened to be right there where I was passing by. I was gonna go up one of these back stairwells. And so I saw him, and he was talking to the guy who I told y'all about, who had a car accident and a deer ran out and, kind of tore his truck up a little bit. He got it fixed. So, he didn't have to get it totaled out and then had to get a new car. Thank goodness. So yeah, y'all, he waved at me because he lived for me too. I don't know why. Almost all of them be living for me. So he lived for me, and he waved at me. And so he finished his conversation with him. And so then he turned around. So then he was like, oh, so now you're speaking to me. And so, like, he's basically being the same person that he normally is. He has, like, this really big personality. If he ain't speaking, I know something wrong with him. But, yeah, he was, still acting the same way and treating me the way that, he typically would have treated me anyway. So, I was like, I motioned to him to come to me because I didn't want the other guy to hear what I had to say. So, the guy, caught on and went on by his business, right? So, I told him, I was like, come here. And I don't understand why, but it was like all the other people that worked with him all appeared from out of nowhere, wherever they were. Even if they were nowhere nearby, they all appeared and they were like trying to look down there where we were, see what was going on, because he's tall, right? I'm short. This man got to be every bit in grain of like 6'9" or something. So I'm 5'3". So I'm motioning to him to come to me, and he did. And so I'm kind of like going over to his ear and trying to get him to do it. So we already know, like, I don't want to say this out loud. So I said, I just wanted to apologize to you. And so he was like, oh, so this is what you're doing? You giving me a church hug, huh? I was like, oh my gosh, it ain't that deep. He was like, no, you need to give me a hug like you love me. I was like, oh gosh. So anyway, I was like, I just wanted to apologize to you for the way that things happened earlier today. When I feel that way and things like that are happening in my life, I'm going through some personal things, which I know we all are going through personal things, but I just wanted to let you know that I'm going through something very personal, and I did not expect that to happen here at work. But at the same time, when I get like that, I cannot speak. So that was the reason why. I wasn't trying to ignore you. I wasn't trying to dismiss you or be dismissive or be any type of a negative way or a negative person in general. And so, I just wanted to, make sure that if I saw you today, I was going to tell you. Lord, my eyes are so puffy. Jesus. So, and so he was like, okay, I understand that. Da, 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 da. So, tell me why. I'm thinking I'm finna walk off. Because I had made a deal with my partner. I was like, hey, you can go and do whatever you want to do. It was something that he wanted to do. I can't disclose what it was, but don't worry, everything was covered. So I told him, I was like, you can leave because they already forming a line down there, whatever. Because there's certain things you want to do on certain days of the week. And so he was like, I might not be able to do what I want to do, whatever. So I told him, I was like, well, after I come back, and I left late. I left like 10 minutes late. So I cut my break short and everything because I wanted him to go and do what he was going to do. Whether he came back or not, I don't care. So I'm thinking I'm finna go and meet up with my partner and be like, all right, you can go ahead and go. I got this covered. He gonna tell me, and another thing, I don't want to hear your name around this building ever again. I was like, huh? He was like, yeah. I don't want to hear about you around the building no more. I was like the way I'm looking right now is how I was looking. I was like, what are you talking about? He was like, look, I can't talk to you about it right now. I was like, wait a minute, run it back. What are you talking about? Because it sounded like you're telling me that some kind of rumor or people are talking about me around work. And I'm like, why would people be talking about me around work? All I've literally have done is come to work and go home. Like, I barely associate with anybody. So I'm trying to understand what could be said. Like, what is going on? So he was like, look, all you need to know is we'll get together. We'll talk. I'm like, tell me. He was like, no, I can't tell you that right now. But when we do, all you need to know is where you hear it come from, it ain't come from me. So basically, he's telling me that he's going to tell me what was said and who said it, and to just basically keep it between us. And I'm just like, I feel like this finna be some foolishness where that side heifer's stinking partner that sat up there and been going around saying little stuff about myself and the divorced man or something like that. That's the only thing I can think of. Because it's like, at this point, what is we talking about? I need to know. Like, and I was like, okay, so I need to know now, like, when are we going to talk? He was like, don't worry about it. We're going to get together. I'm like, how you going to drop a nuclear bomb and walk off and not explain why it's happening? Like, why are you dropping this bomb in my life? And then, like, I don't like that. Do you need to tell me what it is now? So he didn't tell me. He was like, don't worry about it, but just know. Just know. I'm like, I want to know now, though. But anyway, y'all, when I find out, I'll definitely let y'all know. Y'all pray for me. I'm so sick and tired. My mama going through, and I'm trying not to feel the way that I feel. I'll see y'all later on.